Mail call. Let's see what we've got. Got a lot of stuff from China. Let's yeah, take a look. Got TMNT for Game Boy Advance. It's a repro. Full disclosure. It's a good update to kind of the classic TMNT arcade. It's a beat 'em up, but it looks great. I'm excited to play it. What we got here? We have sweet a flash cart for the Sega Genesis. So now I have one for Super Nintendo, N64, and Genesis. So I'm excited to dive into this. And yeah, try over 830 classic games. Or 1,277. Not sure which one. So you can't really see it too well here. Looks like just a couple dots, but these actually go for the JVC-XI to help the disc door make better contact with the switch on the main board. So yeah, hopefully this will help some of my disc spinning issues. So we've got a Super Nintendo repro here of Star Ocean with battery backup, I believe. If not battery, as chip. I'll open up later to see. But yeah, excited to try this out. RPG. Got a few things here. These are all going to be repros from China also. These all came in one big pack. So see a Sonic 3 right off the bat. Sonic 3, which is a little harder to come by legit now just because of the Michael Jackson thing. It's not really on any of the recent Genesis collections available digitally or on the new system, so just another way to play this. I do have it on a few multi-carts too, but excited to try this out, see if it saves. Oh boy. Mind you, this is a repro. If I had the real one, I'd be freaking out. This is Summer Carnival 92. If you're not from Rucka, so if you're not familiar with this, it's an impossibly difficult shmup for Famicom. Now, this was only available for this big competition they had, hence the Summer Carnival 92. The graphics are absolutely insane. There's so much stuff flying on screen. This will push your Famicom or NES with a converter to its limit. You need to see this thing in action. It's blazing fast. People come from everywhere. I think there's levels where you go backwards. You're lucky if you make it 2 or 3 minutes in, but people have beaten it, so I guess I can, yeah, test it out and see how pitiful of a score I'll get. So speaking of very difficult shooters, Musha for Sega Genesis is one of the most sought after shmups for the system, if not the most. It usually goes for a ridiculous amount of money on the second-hand market. Fortunately, this is a repro, so I only had to pay about $3 or $4 for it. I'm not planning on reselling it or anything like that. It's pretty clearly a repro. But yeah, I think this, along with Summer Carnival, will give me a nice little thumb workout. And lastly in that package, we have Crusader of Senti, which on its surface looks a lot like a Legend of Zelda clone. It has a few other gameplay elements to it. It says RPG, but it's more of an action RPG. So in that sense, it's a little bit more like Zelda. It's more action-oriented than RPG. There's no turn-based or anything like that. I think there's a couple of shmup-style levels where you're kind of going through a dungeon and getting forced off screen as the scrolling tries to push you off. And then you die. But it's beautiful graphics. I've played on a multi-cart before, but I'm excited to dive in properly with a standalone cart. Again, it's another repro, pretty clearly a repro. Not going to be selling it. It's got the plastic screws on the back. But super excited to dive into this game. And last from the packages from China, we have Warsong. This is a very strategic turn-based RPG. It's also known as Landgrisser 1. I have Landgrisser 2 on the way too, which I've never played before. I don't think it ever made its way over stateside, so I had to order an English translation, or at least I hope it is one. If not, I'll have to pop into the Retron 5 and get an English patch, because I know that does exist. But I've had a lot of fun with this on a multi-cart. Just diving in right away. Strategy, turn-based stuff like this style, it's not usually my bag, but it has a lot of Dragon Force type elements to it. It's very early on in the Genesis lifespan. I think it's like 1991 or so, but it's highly regarded as one of the best of its kind of that era. So I'm definitely excited to dive back into this game. I had a blast playing it last time. I wanted to keep going, but look, unfortunately, I wasn't good enough. I got killed off right away. So my first battle. So excited to dive into this. And this did not come from China. This came from eBay, I believe. Oh, hell yeah. Hold on, I have to stop the video and pause so I get the bubble wrap off. This is Short Order and Explode for the NES. As you can see, it's a power pad game. I recently dug my power pad out of the attic, so I'm excited to get that going again. I ordered a few other games, a few other surprises on the way, so stay tuned for a power pad video soon. Fortunately, this is one of the ones that does not involve running in place repeatedly. Explode's a little bit like a whack-a-mole. And Short Order is a lot of just, I want to say, I don't know if it's like assignment or... It's a lot of matching things up to where you put your feet on the power pad. But it's actually a lot of fun. I had zero expectations when I had this previously. I unloaded it years ago with a lot of my collection when I had bills to pay. But I'm really excited to dive into this again. It's ridiculous, and it's one of the more creative uses of the power pad. I think that and like Street Cop are two of the few where you're not just running in place repeatedly, or dance aerobics, I guess, too. But yeah, stay tuned for a full power pad video. I might have to create like a Rocky style or Karate Kid style training montage. So stay tuned.